Hello everybody, what's going on? It's Blue again here, live from my stream currently. Going to be doing another shoutcast here in the Team Arena queue here on Guild Wars 2. Our teams today, we just had this team play. It's going to be a team with Cofferage, Aerox, Kizos, Thelonious, Jin. I believe one more player should be joining up pretty shortly here. We did have these guys play last round. Unfortunately, they did lose, but they're going to be going up against a different team this time. Darth's team, consisting of Little Damage 2, Magic Toker, Darth himself, and two others that have yet to join. Opening up the map. It's going to be on the Forest of Vidfell, as you know. One of the more simpler of Guild Wars 2 maps. Of the Henge, Keep, and Mine points. One located conveniently close to each team's base, and one directly in the middle. We also have those bosses as well, spawning on each team's side. When you kill that boss, it's going to give you 25 points. The total 500 points you need to win, in addition to a buff. And that is going to increase all your statistics by 50 points. And those do stacks if you can kill both of them within time frame both buffs. It's going to be a 100-point boost to all of your statistics. Now, as we're waiting for everybody else to join up, we did actually get the last person in here. It's going to be Roundy Round, Aerox, Kizos, Cofferage, and Thelonious Jr. on the red team. Kizku has joined up once more over here on the blue team. TCSG is the tag over here of the blue team that was spawning in the line base on the left side of the map. And our red team over here, not running any particular tag. We're just going to call them red team. We'll be spawning over here in the dragon base. And the game, guys, should be getting started here. And there's our Duke Nukem announcer. Game's going to get started here in just a second. And here we go, guys. Let's open up our map. Check out those splits. Game's gonna get started here pretty soon. Should be pretty exciting. And it looks as though we are gonna have an initial crossplay coming out from the blue team. Almighty Crisis is waiting by the right gate. There we go. He's gonna come across the beach. Probably we'll head over here into the mine. Almighty Crisis just checking out what he does have under the hood here. Ooh, a very interesting build coming up for him. We'll have to see how that does play out. But opening up our map server, let's check out the rest of the splits. We do have the Ranger Kizos heading in for that. Aerox actually waiting for the warrior. He did see him coming in there. Let's actually watch the. No, wrong screen. We're actually gonna be watching that gank happen there. Almighty Crisis did get taken out pretty heavily as Aerox might have seen that coming from across the way. They might have noticed that there was not the full 5 there. Almighty Crisis is actually going to pop his Juggernaut. I believe that's called... Yeah, Rampage. Apologies, not Juggernaut. He's going to pop his Rampage and a little bit preemptively there, but it's still going to work his way over here to the mine point. We'll be going up once again against Kizos, actually jumping directly past him. Going to head in here for the decap. Did get a bit of it off. We'll have to check in on this fight, guys, in just a second as his Rampage is expiring. Checking in on the middle fight, though, as that fight is currently going. Kizku is going to be the first person taken down in this game. Zooming in on his point of view here. Roundy Round going in for the stop. We're actually going to have a bit of a stealth play off, and all 3 members of TCSG going in for the res now on him. It's going to bring him back up. Very nice teamwork indeed by them. They all were afflicted by poison for just a second there, so you did see them all take some heavy amounts of damage. Kizku again did get hit pretty hard there by Cofferage's burst, as you saw coming in there with the eviscerate from the axe F1 there. Did hit him pretty hard. The rest of the members of Blue Team are extremely low at the moment as well. Darth's Rage, Magic Toker, both those guys are pretty low for the time being. Magic Toker, I'm not sure who he was engaged against, but for whatever reason, he did take a pretty hefty amount of damage. Checking back in on the middle, though. Darth's Rage did just go down there. It's now up to Little Damage 2 to hold on to this. The other members of the red team are focused on exposing Kizku here, and probably going to be Toker they need to expose in just a second as well, as he is rejoining this fight. Keep in mind, guys, that this composition we're seeing for the blue team is extremely interesting. 2 warriors, 2 thieves, and a guardian. Very bursty heavy. Not many conditions, if any at all, that is going to be coming out to play in here, and that really could hurt them in the long run. As you check out what's happening over here at the mine, we do have Kizos and Almighty Crisis still duking it out here. Almighty Crisis doing a pretty nice job, as Kizos might be running out of juice here pretty soon. Keep in mind, Almighty Crisis has a lot of passive regen. At the same time, Kizos does counter that slightly, as he does have access to a lot of poisons and stuff that he can put into his disposal here against Almighty Crisis' regen. We did actually just see the Frenzy Pop coming off there. He's going to be trying to take him down. Keep in mind that Kizos can now open up with a lot of damage. However, it seems that Almighty Crisis is going to be doing the better job of that. Kizos getting the interrupt off now. It looks as though that Almighty Crisis, with a very well-timed burst play, will take Kizos down, and now we'll be taking control of this mine point here in just a second. Checking out in the middle, though, blue team has managed to hold on to contention of this middle point for quite some time. We're even seeing Kizku right now just getting onto that middle point to keep it. And I don't know, look, they're losing all that progress they had on the middle point there. Unfortunately, the red team just losing all of that now. They're going to have to kill him and recapture all of that loss of progress. We do not have anyone from the blue team, luckily for the red team, coming in to contest anymore. But like I said, that could have been 2 or 3 seconds faster on the cap, that they now have to wait all that extra time because someone stepped up the point once Kizku jumped on with his shadow step there from the downstate. Checking out what's going on over here at the mine point again, though. We did have Almighty Crisis take the point, but red team just sent 2 members of their team back over here to the mine point. They have decapped it with the use of an Elixir X, to say the least, coming out here from Thelonious Jin. Luckily, he got the tornado there. and was able to knock Almighty Crisis off the point. They just took him down there. Cofferage came up with another Eviscerate Spike. It's done 2 of those in a row. They're possibly a little bit more, but they've been doing an excellent job, to say the least. Managed to come in there, take him out, and they will now be retaking control, and maybe not, actually, because we do have the 2 Thieves and Blue Team waiting here. Kizku. Red Team actually saw these Thieves here now, and sort of fell back away from trying to take down their Spawnier boss, because, and as well, there's going to be a lot more pressure heading in here into the middle as well. Little damage too. 3 members of the Blue Team at the moment currently going in on roundy round, trying to take him down. They all had to fall back. Really be careful, because just it's all that burst that's currently on this Blue Team can really wreak havoc on anyone on the Red Team right now, so they need to be really careful on that. They need to make sure that they have the support that's necessary in those mid fights and really any of the big team fights if they want to make sure that they all stay alive here. And as we check out what is going on here, it's really just all split up right now. Let's actually move over to the mine fight and see what's happening over here as we wait to see Almighty Crisis again going up against Kizos. Almighty Crisis starting to get some decap progress off against Kizos, knocking him down. Let's see if he's going to be able to knock him back. Again, just try to go in there for the stun with the Skull Crack. He's doing pretty nicely for the time being. It's a pretty even fight, and it probably will remain that way for quite some time. Coffee Rage is going to be able to fall back this time to support his teammate. He's going to be rolling in, and Almighty Crisis has done this twice now, interestingly enough, using the Rampage not as an offensive utility really, but more as an escape utility to get himself away. He does have that rush there every 5 seconds of dash, which he can use, I believe, to get, let me see, about 1,000 yards away, or 1,000 units away from his opponent, and can now charge in with it too, back into the middle if he wants to, stunning Coffee Rage from the distance here with the Rock Toss, again coming in with more stuns on him, and is really just going to be trying to bash him away with this now, as we check in what's going on here at the middle. Thelonious Jr. was just taken down there, a roundy round as well, was knocked out, so it is like Blue Team is going to flip this point around, and they will be taking control, or actually, yeah, Blue Team will be flipping this point now, and they will be taking control of this. A very close game here, guys, 172 points for the Blue Team at the moment, and they will have 2 capture points in just a moment, compared to 1 capture point and 162 points for the Red Team. Now note, they did hold that middle point there at the start, so they can easily probably take it back if they win another team fight, but this is going to be a very close team fight, and might actually come down to boss kills, which could make for a very exciting finale. As we check out what's going on off point over here, we do have Magic Toker on the defensive at the moment. Dave just gets some heals off though, so he's going to be jumping on the Thelonious Jin, dealing a lot of damage here, trying to take him down now. Thelonious Jin did get a nice heal burst off there, so it was able to fall back. We have some more members of the Red Team. They're mobilizing once again to move on to that middle point. Magic Toker unfortunately fell into the wrath of them as they all just ran through him there, took Magic Toker down, and a very nice move there by Red Team Steve Aerox, managed to take Toker down and knock him out of the running here. As we check out, we have a sort of 2-pronged attack coming in from the Red Team here. Blue Team has forced to defend down here in the courtyard as well as up on the point itself. Coffee Rage now working to fall back, probably going to get up there to the middle point now as Almighty Crisis is heading to the same destination. The two of them have been really just duking it out all game here, and they're trying to kill one another constantly. Coffee Rage is sort of on the losing side of this battle for right now, as Almighty Crisis did pop the Frenzy as well to try and come in there and take him down. We're waiting to see what happens next here, as everyone and anyone is really just starting to mobilize up here to middle. We do still have that one warrior roundy round hanging back here in the mine, just in case someone tries to rush for that. They're going to be holding that safety back there and in the waiting as we check out what's going on over here at the middle fight, though. Jumping on a Darth's point of view to watch this fight itself. We do have Kizos jumping around with those spirits, making sure that nobody goes down. Coffee Rage was taken down back here, though. I believe the Ranger, Kizos, did pop off a spirit. Unfortunately, he was way out of range for the usage of that. So that was really not going to do anything. It may have just used it to cleanse conditions, however. I could be completely wrong in that regard. As we check out Kizos once again, though, fighting for the control of this point. Kizku is going to be the target for the Red Team at the moment, trying to take him down as Red Team tries desperately to take control back of this point. Unfortunately, because they lost Coffee Rage earlier, that's probably not going to happen. They don't have the CC they need. They don't have the damage they need, really, anymore. Kizos and Thelonious weren't going to be enough to do it, in my opinion. And now Kizos is on the defensive, falling back to the mine point, but they do have 2 warriors they're defending. And Kizos will actually be grouping up again. He may actually be trying to block off the Blue Team warrior here as we check out what's going on. Almighty Crisis, let me get onto his point of view manually here. Apologize for that. As once again jumped into his Rampage as a defensive cooldown, using it to escape and get back to his teammates, and going to be engaging Aerox with it here in just a second once he can get back within range of him. Checking out, though, Red Team again mobilizing to head in here to the middle. It might be trouble here for the Blue Team, actually, because Little Damage 2 is the only one here right now. We do have a Blue Team warrior, Almighty Crisis, working his way up here now to support this, but they need to move quickly because Little Damage 2 may not be able to hold off for much longer. Most, if not all of his cooldowns have now been expended. Still has the renewed focus, so for now he's good. We did finally get Almighty Crisis up there, so they're safe for the time being, but in a 4v2, I believe this is, will be in just a second. They need to get more reinforcements in here quickly. We just saw Thelonious Jim go down, though, as we did get those Blue Team reinforcements back into play here, and in the nick of time, too. Thelonious Jin's down, Aerox is down, Aerox is down, actually, over here at the Henge. What happened there? As we check out what's going on here in the middle once more, we did just see Red Team or Blue Team, rather, once again, starting to take down those Red Team members, doing an excellent job of really just obliterating them, being where they need to be at all times, and really swift movements coming in here from our Blue Team today. Going to be taking out the other members of the Red Team here that are currently at the middle point, and unfortunately they are not going to be able to contest this once again, losing this middle fight. So red team again just losing these middle fights. For the, I believe this was the third big mid fight that they lost now. It might be in their best interest, and I think they're going to do that right now, as we see Thelonious Jim doing it, to try and start working towards the side points, going for a bit sneakier plays, because it seems to be blue team's strong point is more of those more on the big team fights. They need to, red team needs to sort of keep them split up, keep them all apart from each other, because they're not going to be as strong when they can't focus their burst onto one target. So if we split them up, if you split them up onto multiple points, you can go for those better target, you can go for those points better, because there's not going to be as much pressure on those points, obviously. As we check out what's going on over here at the Hens, though, Thelonious Jin did work for that back up over here. Unfortunately for him, two members of the blue team, they're all pretty quick movers here, did manage to get back over here to the Henge. Luckily for Thelonious, again, he got that Elixir X off with the tornado, but now coming out of it, just watch him melt here. Three members of the red team, I believe one thief and two warriors, melted him within seconds out of coming out of that tornado there. He's going to get down. Actually, Kizku just dodged the interrupt there, and Kizku will now be reclaiming this point. Blue team is only 30 points away from taking this game here. They need to hold on to these points for just a bit longer, and they'll have it under their belt. Just a note, the bosses haven't been killed really the entire game. No one has used those, but we're seeing here though that a red team might possibly reclaim that, and as I said that, blue team snuck in, took down the boss just to end it that much quicker. They didn't want to take any risks on it, even though they were that close to winning. The blue team took that in, and we're going to see TCSG taking this game here. Congratulations, little damage to Kizku, Darth's Rage, Almighty Crisis, and Magic Toker X have taken this game. Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to leave comments down below as to the quality of the cast and anything I can do to improve it. And if you're watching it on Twitch, I encourage you to do the exact same thing. Have a nice night, guys.